Welcome back to the Gearhead Lounge. I know, this is not the second part of the history of the Hemi engine. However, I am feverishly working on it right now. I am laying it out. I am getting all my scenes together, so I'm still a couple of weeks out, but rest assured, I'm working on it and it's coming real soon. So if you guys just hang in there, I'll have something for you. However, I do have a lot of footage from stuff I've done around the house, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to get out one of my Gearhead Life videos. I know I only did one so far, but I've been working on that, and I want to still get this segment to work. So let's check out what's going on with the Bissell Garage Pro Wet Dry Vac. So this is the Bissell Garage Pro Wet Dry Vac. You know, I always wanted a shop vac. I really needed a shop vac, but I don't have a whole bunch of room in my garage. It's 18 by 20, and there's not a whole bunch of room, so I didn't want a vacuum that was sitting on the ground. I'd rather put something on the wall. So this Bissell Garage Pro was exactly what I needed. Let's get into this box, shall we? Okay, first thing you'll notice, obviously, we have the instruction sheet. Following that is the 30-foot roll of vacuum hose. Next is a bag, an accessory bag. In it, they used it to store the extensions for the hose, but that's a bag to hold all the stuff. This is the large area cleaning tool. Perfect for drying a garage floor if I were to hose it down or something like that. This could help dry it up. Next was the vacuum itself, and you can see it's a big boy, but it's actually not too huge. You have all sorts of attachments, one for the carpet, you have other attachments, one for dusting, you have an interior tool. Overall, it's a pretty good setup. You'll notice it has a tool to hang the hose, has a mounting bracket. That round thing right there, that's a funnel that goes in between the tank and the vacuum. You're definitely gonna need that. But you also have a crevice tool, a multi-surface tool. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Taking a look around the vacuum, you have some indicator lights, power on. You'll have the water tank full, and you also have the dust bin full. On the side, you have a sealed switch that's waterproof, and obviously you have the cord to plug into the wall. Now the instructions say you must mount this on a stud, so I pulled out my handy stud finder. And generally studs are about 18 inches apart. So I picked two of them that I thought I wanted, but then after I put the vac up and tested where I wanted, I went in one more stud. So that's why it looks a little different. The first thing I did was obviously make sure that I had a straight up and down line. And then I took the vacuum and I did a test placement to make sure that it is exactly where I wanted it, that I had enough room to walk beside it, and it was pretty satisfactory. It's close enough to the opening of the door to where I can pretty much go all the way down the driveway. So next I went to hang the tool, and I wanted to mark where my screw hole was going to be. What I did was pre-drilled it to remove some of the material to make sure that I really wasn't damaging any of the studs. I went in to install the first screw, and well, I wasn't pushing hard enough and I really wasn't going that fast, and the screw immediately rounded off. A lot of people say that's a cheap screw, and yeah, it probably is a cheap screw, but also when you're dealing with a Phillips head screwdriver, you do have to apply pressure when you are turning it. Fortunately, I had a replacement screw that fit fine. It went in no problem. Then I went and drilled the next 2 holes and installed the screws that were supplied with the kit, and they went in no problem. I made sure I applied enough pressure and it went in no problem. Next, I hung the vacuum up on the wall, made sure it was nice and sturdy and it wasn't going anywhere. There's the funnel that you have to make sure that you install. But once that's in there, all you need to do is just put the tank up to the bottom and make sure that the hooks are secure. After that, I hung the holder for the vacuum hose, which was nice and easy to install with 1 screw. I just decided to stick with the stud mount, even though it wasn't that heavy, but it's a lot easier using a stud. Next came the hose. Mainly the hose just slipped in with no clamps or anything, nothing to secure it, and I thought it was going to be a problem, but after messing with it, that hose isn't going to fall off at any point in time, especially with the vacuum on. After the hose was mounted, I went and secured the power cord. I wanted to make it nice and neat looking. I wish it had like a flush mounted plug, something that really would just go down on a 90-degree angle. After that, I went and plugged it up. As soon as I installed the vacuum, Sydney pulled up and was needing to wash her car, and I figured, oh, this was the perfect time to test that vacuum out. However, she was in a bit of a time crunch, and after she got done washing her car, she really wasn't able to stick around. So a couple of days later, I decided to take matters into my own hands and try the vacuum myself on my own car. The car wasn't super dirty, however, it's been a minute since it's been vacuumed out. Fortunately, the car's garage kept, so there's not a whole bunch of debris in there. However, it was enough to test it out. I decided to try the first attachment that resembles what I use in most car washes. It worked pretty well. However, the floor mat really wasn't too dirty, so I pulled it out, and I really wanted to get into the corners and everything around the dead pedal to get all the grass clippings that were around in the car. I was having a little trouble. It really didn't look like that the vacuum was picking up the way I wanted it to. So I pulled off the attachment and just went like old school. And yeah, this vacuum picked up very well. It got in all the nooks and crannies I needed. I found out a couple minutes later that I was really holding the attachment at the wrong angle. So it really wasn't sitting flush with the carpet. So I just twisted the attachment a little bit on the end of the hose to where I can lay it down a little better, and it worked great. Next, I pulled out the multi-surface attachment, and it has a switch on it to where it will extend some brushes, and I figured that that might be really good on the floor mat. And I thought I'd give it a try. Overall, it worked pretty good. I really should have tried it first to really see how it was getting up the dirt, because I had pretty much vacuumed it already, but it really wasn't too bad. However, I think I will stick with the attachment. I liked the other attachment with the bristle brush on it. It was really great at getting in the corners, getting some of the debris. And it also had several swivel points to it. So it was really instrumental in getting into where the steering wheel was, where it had a little mesh in there. And I could get in and pull out some of the dust in the console and the AC vents and all those. So very nice attachment. That's very useful. The pickup bin was a see-through, well, not really clear, but it was dark enough to where you could see that it was picking up some debris. Now this vacuum also has a blower attachment. All you need to do is just pull out the hose off the inlet and you can attach it to the outlet, which does have a hook on it to make sure you don't blow the hose out. After attaching it to the blower side, I thought I would just give it a little try to see how good it was at just blowing away grass and a little bit of debris. And yeah, this is going to be nice. So overall, the Bissell Garage Pro Vac, I mean, I love it personally. The fact that you can mount on the wall is what really drew me towards the vac, because I didn't want a regular vacuum sitting on the ground taking up real estate. I'd rather put it on the walls. And the fact that it's a wet dry vac and it does a very good job of vacuuming and blowing as well. So it serves a lot of purposes. Not only does it blow air, but it blows warm air. So the fact that it's warm air is even better when it comes to drying the car. These vacuums are everywhere, but if you're having trouble finding one, I'll put a link below where you can find the one I bought on Amazon. It's reasonably priced, and I'm sure it's going to last a long time. So overall, yes, this is a vacuum I'm glad I purchased. So that's it for this episode of Gearhead Life. Stay tuned for more episodes of this, and in the meantime, I'm finishing up the Hemi project. So you'll see the Hemi project first, and then you'll see probably another Hemi Life, and then you'll see another Hemi project. All right? All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Take care.